Hey guys, this is Chase BT694 in the fifth Reddit Online Twilight Struggle Tournament, round two. So we're actually playing this one real quick after playing the first one. Crazy Golfer won his matchup. Here we are. So we bid for size. Looks like we both bid USSR for one. I won the flip for USSR. Looking at my hand, no 4-op cards. So we definitely hope we don't get hit with Red Scare. Two scoring cards. Have CIA, so not a whole lot of, we got four 1-op cards, so not the best hand. Had to be careful with CIA. Rather get it early and at least hopefully we can deal with it now instead of later. But we'll try to be careful here. So because we have Asia and Middle East, we'll probably definitely go ahead and attack Iran versus going for the Italy coup. Also looks like he's going to start off with Marshall Plan. So, if we had a 4-off card, we might go ahead and go for that coup. But I do think we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can win that Middle East, Asia kind of combo. So, that's kind of where we're going to go. So, he plays Marshall Plan. We're going to go ahead and play Capture Nazi Scientist as a 1-op card that we'd rather play for the event. So if there's an event card, let's go ahead and event it out. If it would have got defected, it's not the end of the world. So at least we get 2 victory points, and we're on our way. He does lock down for the immediate future, Europe with Marshall Plan most likely. So even if we do get into France or flip Italy, it's going to be tough for us to take the country count because of the Marshall Plan. So it is what it is. There's our 2 points. All right. Now we've got a couple options here. We could go ahead and just coup, or we could go ahead and go into Afghanistan. So kind of what I'm thinking is we'll go ahead and go into Afghanistan. If he decides to coup, we'll go ahead and score Asia. So if he takes the opportunity, hey, I want to go ahead and coup, hopefully we can go ahead and score Asia. Also, since we don't have a lot of hops to deal with here, we're going to kind of play this, hopefully, close to the vest. So we'll see what he does here. Hopefully he coups and we can score Asia. And if we can get out of the Middle East even, we've got Nasser, so we'll definitely get that card played before we score Middle East. Hopefully we can keep blockade for next round to try to make sure we can get destall or defall back in the deck. All right. So here's a choice. If we kind of continue with our little pursuit of Asia, we could attempt to coup Malaysia, but we've only got the one coup card. So our one opportunity to really kind of coup here is definitely with Suez Crisis. Or do we go ahead and just say, all right, we'll take our 1 victory point with Asia now, and then move on? So, he goes ahead and takes in Europe. If he looks like he's got the scoring card, but reality is, that we don't have anything really to stop it. I mean, we could play Suez Crisis for the event, but he just kind of takes it back. So, we'll go ahead and play it. We'll take the 1 victory point. And he plays Europe for 5. So it is what it is. Sometimes there's just not much you can do. So hopefully we can coup here. Get a big coup and then have a chance to score Middle East here for even. So we roll 4. So we're a little suspect for the re-coup right back. So here he coups. And he knocks us out. So that's actually a pretty good result for us. If he doesn't have access. We can go back there. Our problem here is we just don't have the ops. We'd like to play Nasser, but wish the DEF CON was already at 2. So we really need to drop DEF CON and then place our ops in there and then score Middle East. But we just don't have really enough action rounds here. We'd also like to really be able to get rid of CIA and be done with it at this point. We could attempt to play CIA and then see where he plays and then respond to it. We could do that. Could just go ahead and score Middle East scoring for even versus trying to see if we can get it for a point. So part of me wants to use blockade, coup with blockade, with the idea of, DEF CON drops, we play Nasser, then we score Middle East. But what would be catastrophic about that play is it kind of puts your dormy, and then if he could, yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna keep DEF CON did drop down, so kind of throwing the onus on him a bit. Does he want to counter coup us? So I'll imagine that he's reluctant to go into Egypt because of the threat of Nasser. So he might go into Lebanon or Jordan. And then we score the card. We take our 1 victory point. If he doesn't respond, play some influence in the Middle East. Then we just kind of deal with it. So, okay. So it goes in Jordan. Go ahead and score for our 1 victory point. And then for our last play, we'll definitely play CIA one way or the other. So. Oh, so he plays duck and cover for the event. He gets 3 victory points. He drops DEF CON to 2. We can play CIA because we have no influence in the mid-war countries. So there is nowhere he can coup to drop DEF CON to trip to DEF CON status to 1 in thermonuclear war. So, we're going to go ahead and take Lebanon with our 1 op versus responding to what he does. So turn 2 is going to be interesting. We get to keep the China card, which in the arguments maybe that could have been worse. Definitely at a disadvantage on ops when you're kind of looking there with all our 1-op cards. He's able to definitely go ahead and get a stranglehold into Europe. He maintained a presence in the Middle East, and he's definitely ventured into Southeast Asia. So, there's decal. See you later. We're not getting that at least until turn 3. All right. Still didn't get a 4-op card. I do like getting 5-year plan as the Soviets. And then, we've got a couple options here. We could socialist government and then kind of attack something in Europe. We could, Cambridge 5 would be a bad play because obviously there's no place to go. And we get red scared. Yikes. All right. So we're still going to go ahead with our kind of socialist play here. We need 3 ops. We're going to go ahead and follow through. We're going to use the China card uh, to go ahead and take Italy. So uh, and then hopefully he doesn't have a bunch of big cards, slam it all back into Italy. Hopefully we can get an extra op on top of it to kind of protect it. Um, Man, this is going to be. There is no threat of any scoring cards this round. So I mean, this is a pure, spread your influence as much as you can. Not necessarily having to react to somebody's threat. For us, it's definitely hindered by the fact that, um, we essentially have, Kamers 5 1 op, Korean War 1 op. Nasser will play for the event. It stays the same. Independent Reds is 1 op. In the 5-year plan we're holding, and then NORAD is, our space card, just for sheer sense that we don't really want to play that event. If you knew could get Quagmire and end it quick on turn 4, you definitely would. But it has too much potential as an event to really be a thorn in your side. That you're better off spacing that card. But we are down ops, so sometimes you do what you have to do. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. So he goes ahead and plays a Romanian abdication. Really hurts just for sheer fact that we really wanted to go ahead and play independent Reds. So we can go ahead and use our one big card that we have to play. So that way we can overprotect Italy and try to see if we can pick up a little bit something here in the West Asia. So we also would like to get 1 op in South Korea too. We have the Korean War card, but he has to worry about protecting against it. So I'd like to hopefully be able to throw some ops in there before playing that card. And we'd like to take South Korea without using the event. We'll just have to decide what happens with the military ops. Plus, no one has couped yet, so we we make a play, gave up the coup because of to get Italy, and then he did not take the opportunity to coup, which our one spot is Iraq. So, given the opportunity, we'll attempt to try to coup Panama too. All right. So we're going to go ahead and coup. Boom. We knock him out of Panama. If it wouldn't have been red scared, we would have, had an op there. But we at least pick up a military op. And then an easy decision, places this in Romania, and then once he gets Truman Doctrine, he can flip that to a country, and that's a victory point for him for adjacency. So if Europe would score, we'd score 1 after he does that little combo at some point, unless he wants to hold on to Truman at some point to try to flip Italy back. But we do, since De Gaulle's still in the game, and Suez Crisis is still in the game. We'll have some opportunities if he doesn't overprotect to have a chance to flip France to kind of, press the button a little bit, so to speak, in Europe. Just kind of looking at ops. He's definitely killing us on ops so far, a turn and a half into this game. My chair's squeaky. All right. So kind of hoping he doesn't just flip Pakistan with the China card, which he definitely could do. So we're definitely not in a great spot. We've really, I think, would have been in pretty decent shape, weathering kind of the low ops turn one, but then getting the follow up hand turn two with Red Scared. We had a hand that, Red Scare hurt some hands more than others. This one hurt because we had some okay ops, several three op cards that we could have definitely been okay spreading some influence. So, he gives us Vietnam Revolts, which normally I'd be much happier about, but I don't really have the cards to kind of really take advantage of that. So we went ahead and played Nasser just for sheer fact of being able to hold off that western part of the Middle East. And also it gives us a little tempo if the card comes back out turn three. At this precise moment, we'd be able to score that for domination. And we're behind in Asia. We're behind in Europe. We'd like hopefully to be able to push Middle East. We got to be good somewhere. So he's got another big 4-op card. All right, we missed our space race on NORAD. So we're just going to have to kind of hope a little bit here. Tempo-wise that we can get an extra op into Pakistan. So he goes ahead and he does have Truman. And he goes ahead and wipes out Romania. And looking at our card, we don't have to worry about defectors. We've got two options here, in my opinion. It's Middle East scoring. Go ahead and score it for the points, move forward. Or Red Scare. Kind of give them a little taste. I don't have a big, so it's, I think we're going to hold on to the ops of Red Scare. But then again, if we would have played Red Scare, that kind of keeps from using the China card to flip Pakistan. Miles probably should have been the play. Oh, and it would have hurt him on this blockade. Maybe he could have accidentally gotten himself in a bind. Red Scare probably was the play here. Probably should have just thought it out for a second longer. So he gets rid of D-Stall. That's out. We're not getting that anytime soon. So hopefully D-Call comes back in pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and coup. Nice. So we roll a 6. So that's good for Africa. Really, we were just trying to get our military ops. It wasn't a great place to choose to coup. The only other real option there was Saudi Arabia. We weren't going to win that. So at least we have something to break our way there. looking in Asia, hopefully what we can do here is we can protect Pakistan, throw some ops into South Korea, and then move forward. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. And then we've got a chance with our Indo-Pakistan war card to go after India. So we just have to hope that, uh, he's not thinking about flipping Pakistan. So still holding on to 5-year plans, our hold card. We definitely want to hold on to that just because if we can shuttle away a bad region like Southeast Asia, hopefully we'll be able to even up. All right. So our worst fears are realized. Good news is we get the China card back. Bad news is that we're in trouble in Asia. So if he's got the Asia scoring card, we're going to lose that for 6. At least we get a pretty decent roll opportunity on Pakistan. No, want to place influence. So we want to hopefully go and take South Korea, and then we can win this Indo-Pakistan war card. Man, we need to win this card to kind of even up Asia. We have the China card. We'll be in okay shape. We'll need to overprotect because of the deficit on the country count. But I mean, we'll be in shape. We can fight there at least. We just got to hope that the scoring card can come back out right now. We got to hope that this war card is a success. So he goes ahead and takes Algeria. And here comes the roll, the big roll. And we roll a 1. I guess I should have spaced East European unrest right there. So would have rolled a 1. Should flip my rolls. One of the reasons why we should have gone ahead and also spaced East European unrest there too is try to get ahead on the space track. If he would have had the card that the Asia scoring card, he would have played it before he played special relationship. So definitely something to think about. Could have also, he obviously wasted an op overprotecting Pakistan. He wouldn't have done that if we would have won. So something to think about. Tempo wise, definitely should have probably played East European unrest, and then we would have rolled that 1. Except for that's not how it works. We would have rolled a 6. And we would have lost that too. So, got options with the East European unrest. I'd like to space it just because I'd like to get ahead on the space track because we're down on points and we're not really looking great on the region. But then playing it for the ops, I don't mind either. So I'd like to go ahead and get to Libya before some of the cards that could knock us out of the western part of the Middle East. Go ahead and get into Angola, start pressing up our kind of attack a little bit in Africa. So here's Fidel and shores up Southeast Asia. So also going into Spain to protect against our brush war and our very kind of weak position a little bit in Europe. So really just making that role a little harder. We still were a little worried about uh, our Middle East position, but tempo wise, I think we'll be okay. Other cars that can help us get back there too. So early war, pretty much not a success. uh, it could have been a whole lot worse, though. I mean, we're only down two, and we looks like we'll get the military ops, so kind of even at the end of the early war. But as Russia, we didn't get okay. All right, so he attacks Italy. All right. We're gonna gamble a little bit here with Miss Wimby, because it's definitely a gamble. Um, because it could definitely DEFCON suicide us. But in this particular game, kind of feel like we need to have something kind of swing our way. So so we were walking, worrying about our position in West Middle East, hoping that Sadat expelled Soviets didn't come out early. So obviously it comes out on the first card. But we get ABM treaty. So interesting. We can sit here and go ahead and coup something. But I think what we're going to do is leave the DEFCON at 4, and then go ahead and sure up the thing we needed to do last turn. So kind of now gives us an opportunity to coup Egypt, or just take it back. So we've got an opportunity to coup something in Asia, but we're going to go ahead, bam, see if we can push it a little bit in Africa. So we're able to get rid of that card for no victory points. Probably should have slowed down once again. Just going ahead and taking the opportunity to coup Thailand there. Maybe going ahead and use the China card with a big 5 ops and gone for it. Especially since our position with Southeast Asia scoring is so weak. Would have also evened up that area. So it might have been a mistake there. Knowing we're going to give up this Angola coup. There's that. All right. But at least we get to go ahead and flip this back. So we at least keep our stronghold in the Middle East. We're okay in Africa. We've got to be a little tricky here in South Africa, with make sure we don't get realigned out. Definitely going to coup Usuri. There's Asia. Knew it. A second too late. So we're going to go ahead and play South America scoring, just so that way we go ahead. We don't really have a entryway into the area. And he definitely has cards that can get him there, so we'll go ahead and play that card. He spaces OPEC. He is successful. So we need to respond in space and hopefully keep him from spacing more than multiple cards. And we miss it. We rolled a 6. he does. He spaces. So would have given us an opportunity to win some points. Tempted to play Willie Brandt for the net just to get the victory points, be just a little nuisance in Europe. Oh, all right. So he's attacking Africa. We want to go ahead and coup here. We don't want to make the easy realignment setup for Algeria. The reason why we chose that specific spot. Now we can also threaten to flip Nigeria too right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if counter coup. So he's trying to definitely set up for the realignment out here. Kind of want to keep 5-year plan because we've got so much stuff that's yucky, Southeast Asia and Africa. So we want to hold on to that card. Then we have to play OAS, or we can play the China card. So we can attempt to kind of coup with the China card, and we roll a 1. Perfect. So the worst result possible, kind of feel like you're using a China card. You need to get something out of it, but we rolled a 1. All right. So we'll see what he does here. Does he have the Africa scoring card? He played like he did. It's taking him a second to play, so maybe he doesn't. Just go ahead and realign. Hold strong. Oh my gosh. It was an even roll down there too. At least Cuba held. All right. So, look at our hand. We do have South African unrest. Maybe we can roll that. Europe is even. So if we get a little lucky here and he decides to go ahead and drop DEFCON, because that's what USSA does a lot of times. He gets grain sales, best card in the game. He gets Iran and Tehran. So we are now down a card. So no holding a card. So we don't get a whole 5-year plan. But it will be our last card. Won't pull anything out of our hand. He coups Libya. And what we're going to do, let's go ahead and see if we can protect South Africa. Now it's also protected next to it. So realignment's tough unless he coups after it. We give up Libya, though. Hopefully we'll have another opportunity to take that back. Maybe we can get Muslim Revolution or something, or a coup opportunity to start off with. Military ops, we'll be able to get those at some point with Shea. At least he missed his space race. He actually gave his Iran Tehran back, which I find peculiar. I would have I think half the play of grain cells is reducing your opponent's hand size. Um, all right. Sorry, I didn't realize that. What happened there? Anyway, we'll see what he does. Yeah, looking at 4 out cards. Gotten one. All right, so he definitely takes Libya. Flip Nigeria. So with OAS founded, it's kind of one of those trouble cards, especially since South America hadn't had any influence. A lot of times I like to play the bad card, get it out of the way, and deal with it, but I was just given access to a region that we just don't want anybody to get to yet, or we don't want them to get to. So it looks like, instead of playing it early in the round and, loading it up, we're going to kind of play it late. All right. So we'll go ahead and protect Nigeria. The reason why we took Yugoslavia, once again, is to help against the brush war against Italy. And then maybe at some point sneak a little country count into Europe, later in the game. But right now, the main reason was to protect Italy against a brush war, make it less attractive. Man, we have made some mistakes. We should have taken Libya. Um, Probably should have taken the opportunity to coup Thailand. We did. Might not have worked, but probably would have been the opportunity. Now, granted, we ended up with Algeria because of that, and we're able at the time to take Egypt because of that play. So it wasn't the worst thing, but looking back, given that opportunity, probably should have attacked it, given how bad we are in Southeast Asia, and it could have been the swing state for Asia. So he's got a big 4 out card. He's going for the realignment. And we lost it. We should have probably went ahead and spread out. At least we success there. Nice. All right. Just in case he ends up with the opportunity to try to realign us out of Egypt. At least he can protect us. And DEFCON would have to be at 2 in that scenario, but got bear trapped or something like that. And then with OAS founded, we're going to play it, and then we're going to hope to realign one of the South American countries. So if he goes into two of them, we'll try to realign at least one. You know, maybe he puts it all in the same place. So it goes into Cuba, which is a little interesting. Some people worry about Raga card later in the game that could be a DEFCON suicide for US, um, especially if he's just trying to get presence in Central America. Um, so we'll wait for him here. This definitely puts us behind the behind the eight ball in South America and Central America. But hopefully he's got a card that he has to deal with that's not going to help him, and we'll have a chance to coup Venezuela. So realign. We roll a 1. He only rolled a 2. We would have had opportunity if we would have actually decided to roll something besides a 1. Could roll a 4 or 5 or 6. Would have gone a long way. Oh well. Really hoping he had Africa. So, UN interventions, Portuguese Empire. So, a couple things. We do have Africa, so hopefully we can score Africa. We have De Gaulle, so we can attack Europe. Muslim Revolution is a awesome card to have right now. Glad we have that. We have the Nixon card. Panama Canal doesn't hurt us as much just for simple fact that he's finally there. Have Quagmire too, but Norhad is still at loose. I'm pretty sure it got discarded in turn 2, and it's not the discard pile. So sometimes I kind of want to wait on it, because you hate to play it and then immediately set up NORAD for the rest of the game. But granted, the DEFCON drops down in the headline phase a good fit. So, couple different options here. We get 4 for Africa. We can kind of gamble a little bit. We're overprotected. So, think we can probably play Africa as a headline, a little bit of a gamble. It's either that or Quagmire. Kind of like to hold on to Quagmire and set it up at the end of the turn. We want to set some things up. Plays Camp David. All right. We're going to coup in South America. We just have to have the opportunity. But we hit it. Nice. Probably, especially since Allende is still in the deck, probably should have actually gone after Panama just because South America's already been scored. Central America has not. And even more so now, he pumped Central America all the way up. Yeah, that was a mistake. All right. So, I've got nothing really to do anything about Central America. It is what it is. Can attempt to play this bear trap now, and then maybe discard Nixon plays the China card. That's risky. It's definitely risky. So we played the one op into Israel in case he plays Sadat removes Soviets, which that way we can get back there with our Muslim revolution. I think we'll play the China card so that way we can play because we want a whole 5 year plan. And so that means you have to do something with bear trap. So you space it. So then do you, if you space bear trap, that means you have to play Nixon plays a China card. So if that has to be the case, then that means we're pretty much going to have to play Nixon plays the China card. So if that's the case, might as well use the China card. It pokes us in the chest. Uh, I don't know. I have to hear you guys talk about that play at some point. Whether the 2 victory points, especially in this game, where you give up the China card or the 2 victory points, both of those scenarios are pretty bad. So he plays flower power. Oh, and there's Southeast scoring. So that came to bite us back twice. I'm going to space this. Hey, finally keep him from spacing 2 cards. And he's all the way up to. So we finally play Muslim Revolution. We knock them out of 2 countries. We didn't go after Egypt because of Sadat. So anyway, so Sadat was he'd already played it. Right, beginning of the other turn, we played that wrong. So another little mistake. This is a little game where we've made a couple of mistakes. We haven't played horrible, but all right. So he has Central American scoring. We know this. Has it come out? He gets to see our headline. Um, so if we don't do something to score points, he plays Central America and wins the game. So we can't just play Quagmire, um, because he has to, he would just headline the scoring card and win. So, luckily for us, we can go after Panama, and it's um, a a max roll for the brush war. So anything but a 1 or 2, we're all right. So we do worry about defectors here. If he plays defectors, we're done. We're pretty much done. We have to pray for a Quagmire and a coup. So hopefully, what happens here is we brush war. We win our war with in Panama, and then we get a chance to coup, and then we coup Mexico, and we're okay. That's what we're hoping for here. And then we catch some points for the brush war, and then we hope to Quagmire start mixing it up in some places. At least we get Voice of America. We get rid of it. We have Allende, so now we can finally get into South America. Which we think, granted, we cooed Brazil, but hopefully we can, solidify the southern part of South America, and then maybe have a realignment in Venezuela, bolster that up. But we need a little luck here. We need this brush war to win, and then our coup to win, which probably can go with the U.S.-Japan Mutual Defense Pact, just big card. And then we're going to throw arms race, get those 3 victory points, so we have a chance to fight here, So, and then if we can have a couple of things break our way, we're okay. Middle East is good. Europe is stalemated. We're all right in Africa. Looks like we're going to be good in South America. We'll be good in Central America if this brush war and a coup attempt works. So we've got 2 shots at it here. Oh, he duck and cover. So there goes away our coup opportunity, and he gets 3 victory points. It's all about this brush war. And that's the game. So that is the game. So we gotta hope. We end up with a good Quagmire. Anything. Gotta hope, arms race here, maybe. We get 3 points. It goes to 13, but I think that's at 8. That's what he scores that at now. But if we can get a good Quagmire and he misses a couple rolls, maybe we could have a chance to, kind of march in there and do something. No, one spot. He didn't even have a bad hand. He Quagmired one small step. Yeah, about the only thing we can do is arms race for points here, but it's not going to be enough. It's still game over. So, anyway, crazy golfer. Good game, well played. Made some good plays. We definitely made some missteps. I don't think they were necessarily huge missteps at the time, but when you add the totality of it, for example, with the play there with kind of really with just, we should have been able to also had Egypt, place the one up there, set up the what we did with Muslim Revolution for Libya and Saudi Arabia, but we shouldn't have lost Egypt in the process. Which, granted, we maybe if that scoring card comes out instantly, we're better off. The coup of Brazil, maybe questionable. So we had 3 times where we should have couped into Central America. Didn't do it. So really, you never know. None of them might have worked out. So probably should have went ahead and placed it. The 1-ops in Nicaragua and Haiti. I kind of protected who's one, two back. And just kind of spread the influence around in Central America when we had Cuba to let them have the even roles. Um, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching, listening to my rambling. Good luck to everybody who's in the tournament, and hopefully, Crazy Golfer makes a run at this, and we'll still have a shot in the losers bracket, but we've got a long way to go to be able to come out of it. So, anyway, we'll see you next time.